happy Tory Lanez is guilty day. Like KDot and well, do you have a nickname or is it just James? It's just James, right?
I had a bunch of nicknames. None I'm gonna say here.
Oh, I thought we'd get one of them out of you. J-Ferg? J-Ferg.
I got Suits, Money, and
this all makes total sense with the Audi and the Rolexes.
No. The Money was because when they threw me the ball, it was money because my hands is great.
And your Rolex kept falling off every time you catch football. All right, welcome to another episode of All Sorts of Sports. You can see
I'm never buying another one because of this.
We're down the skeleton crew. Keem has left us goodbye going into the new year. Mauricio, he's dead. And then
Mauricio's alive. We're not going to speak that into existence.
And then Ryan is doing some crazy shit unrelated to Christmas because he doesn't celebrate. So here we are. We're going to keep it pretty light today. More conversational flow. But this should be a fairly quick episode since there's not as many opinions to go around, or it's just more time for me to talk.
I just thought of something.
What?
Oh, we'll get to it.
All right. Well, we'll start off on a somber note, as we have for a few of these episodes recently. R.I.P. Ronnie Hillman, Denver Broncos running back, or former Denver Broncos running back. What was like 31, 32, something
31,
crazy.
And he passed away from liver cancer, which is kind of crazy.
Sucks. Really, really sucks. And then rest in peace also to Franco Harris, Pittsburgh Steeler. Great Hall of Famer. He was Hall of Famer.
And he's 72.
72. And it's crazy because they were just doing the advertisement for the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, which I know as you're wearing the hat, you might not be the biggest fan of, but you cannot tell the story.
Touched the fucking ground.
It didn't. It absolutely did not. But
have you seen an angle where it did?
Yeah, the angle that they keep showing nowadays, even on
Did you ever see the ball?
Yes, you can see the ball. The ball and where he grabs the ball, it looks as though it does not touch the ground from where it is.
Tell definitively.
No, but I also know Raiders fans love to bitch about everything. So
yeah, we are.
Once again, you cannot tell.
Even when we win, I got to bring that up too.
When you're talking about like the story of football, right? Which to me is like the marker of Hall of Fame, or when you're telling the story of football, there are certain names that have to be mentioned. Franco Harris is one of those names, and the Immaculate Reception is one of those plays that you cannot speak about football without mentioning those things and what he meant to that franchise, which is, I mean, in my opinion, even though my franchise, I'm a Commanders fan, Washington fan, is older than the Pittsburgh. It's a class organization, and just the what they've meant to football is just tremendous.
And what Franco himself meant.
And what Franco meant to football.
Because everybody that I've seen discuss him in any facet, even before this situation happened, had nothing but positive things to say.
100%. He was always just that was the thing I was most excited about, was that this week of football, there was going to be a lot of Franco, right? Talking about it.
Jersey retired tomorrow.
That was going to be huge. And everybody loved seeing him come out. And that beard was always just, the beard itself was immaculate, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope as shit. But rest in peace, those two very, very fine gentlemen. And it just sucks. But on to something that doesn't suck, but NFL related. The NFL Sunday ticket.
I don't know.
You don't. All right. Well, the announcement is the NFL Sunday ticket is no longer on. We've all been waiting for the day that they've been with DIRECTV since its inception.
Yep.
And now it's over. They just signed with YouTubeTV, which I know I have. Do you have YouTubeTV?
No.
All right. Well, I know the price of the brick about to go up, but
look, hey fam, look. When the news dropped, of course, you know I run the Twitter basically, so I tweeted like, "Hey yo, how much is YouTube TV?"
I paid $80 a month.
They responded so quick.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is that the thing with YouTube TV is that we're in the 21st century, and everybody keeps talking about cutting the cord, right? Like, we don't want cable anymore. We want to choose our own channels. But there's nothing that offers live sports without signing up for something. So if you want to watch football, you're still connected to some degree if you want to watch it live and not doing the bit or going a bunch of Reddit pages trying to find a fucking stream that'll go out within 15 fucking minutes.
Never had to deal with it because I've always had DirecTV. And now it's like,
I hate DirecTV.
I mean, I don't care as long as I can watch my fucking team. But now it's like, all right, I got to get this YouTube TV shit. Now I got to make sure my Wi-Fi is really fucking good. So like, there's no lag.
YouTube TV is the shit. I do like being able to go anywhere and have my television and have everything like right there with me on my phone, on my iPad, everywhere. It's pretty fucking dope. I think the only thing that scares me, like, look, when I was in middle school, I'll never forget. You're all cables had every time you had cable, you had like some sort of contract, right? Like 2-year commitment, whatever it was. And we were coming up on the 2 years, and I begged and pleaded with my parents to get DirecTV. And we got it. And the reason I wanted DirecTV was for the NFL Network. It was just launching. So this is back when it was Rich Eisen and Lincoln Kennedy and Rod Woodson. It was like the original crew on NFL Network. But to me, it was more about like watching NFL Total Access, which was like the coolest shit ever. Mm-hmm. But then also was watching just, I don't know about you, but the NFL classic film shit is just, I can turn on at any given point in time and I'm good. The Frozen Dungeon.
Certain games, I'd just say, nah, fuck this. But mostly, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Like, I mean, back then, the Tuck rule was still getting played on replay, so it wasn't in an NFL film sort of thing. But, yeah, as time went on, it was fucking dope. But, yeah, I loved DirecTV back then, and, like, it was my first time with the DVR and all that shit. But as time went on, you start realizing, like, you move to a certain place, you can't get DirecTV because there are trees that exist, or it rains outside, or the weather gets a little crazy, and then the fucking signal goes down, which is what Ryan has always talked about, that he's wanted DirecTV or the Sunday Ticket, and he's never been able to get it because of where he lives. I'm all for it being internet-based. I didn't care if it was YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, something streaming needed to happen. I don't understand why the NFL just doesn't have their own thing.
I wanted Amazon. I wanted to be on Amazon because I actually have that. And it's not as expensive as YouTube TV. So now I got to have a conversation like, all right, is there really a point of having DirecTV anymore? But
no,
I got the basketball package too. So like I still watch basketball. I watch all those games too.
I get almost every basketball game.
Really?
But that's why I pay $80 a month for some sports package. I click sports because the most important thing to me is having the NFL Red Zone channel. I need that. I need to have it always. Scott Hansen, Andrew Siciliano. I need my NFL Red Zone.
But that's on like when the DirecTV, I got that anyway. So like when the Raiders are playing, I watch that.
But I have it on. But in order to get it on YouTube TV, I had to buy the sports package. And with the sports package, look, I've been doing a bunch of the betting because it's opened up, and even though I'm losing a lot of money tonight.
Bruh, Donovan fucking Mitchell, bruh.
We're not going to talk about it.
This man had the worst shooting of his life.
As the podcast is over, I'm going to do some horse racing. It'll make me feel better.
Don't know.
I've won every night I've played. Every night I've done horse racing. Now I'm a degenerate gambling asshole. It's the reason I don't play poker, but they've made it easy. I set limits. I use the app to set my limits. Plus, every time you leave, you got to log back in. It's a whole fucking thing. But
just use your Face ID, fam.
No, I know, but it's annoying. You kind of constantly do it, and you just get fucking pissed off with it. Whatever. Look, we're losing.
It's there to help you because your ass fucking.
Well, now I'm doing horse racing, so good job. Those fucking things. But look, Red Zone being in a place, the only thing that I'm curious about, because like, do you play for NFL Plus or NFL Premium?
NFL, no.
I have that.
Oh.
So I have that because I watch all 22. So like I need my all 22 coverage to like break down Commanders games and get angry about Taylor Heineke.
See, that would be great if that's like if I mainly only watch football. But like there's so much shit that I already have to pay for, like Paramount Plus, so I can watch Champions League, even though Barca's not in it. But fuck you.
I have every streaming app known to man. Oh, I own all of them.
See, you're putting all your money there.
Yes.
Nah.
And horse racing.
Well, I mean, you get money back from horse racing to use all the damn apps.
Yes. I was talking to somebody today about what apps I had, and I was like, no, yeah, it was earlier today because I did another podcast this morning. Yeah, literally you can name Paramount, Peacock, Hulu, HBO, Apple.
Peacock is free for me, I think.
No, I pay for premium without ads.
What the fuck for?
I pay for YouTube, regular YouTubeTV.
Wow.
Once you don't have ads in YouTube anymore, I can't go back. It's over.
Well, look, here's the thing for me, right?
And background play is pretty legit.
I watch videos on my phone.
Yeah,
right?
same
YouTube
here.
videos on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And like when the ad pops up in the beginning, just refresh the page and
not doing that shit.
It literally takes a second.
Not doing it. And not to mention, I know that they released a beta on some new iPhones, but background play, crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to play YouTube videos like in the cer, but have my Waze up.
Sometimes on my phone, but not often.
So it never doesn't work for me. Having YouTube in the background and being able to do other things like old radio shows or old podcasts and all kinds of shit that are just on YouTube only. So crucial. Songs that you can't get on Spotify I did just get a Spotify membership. Songs that you can't get on anything. But like, if I want to hear the Freddie Gibbs 93 Till Infinity freestyle while I'm driving in the fucking car and not have to worry about the YouTube video playing while I'm driving, I got it queued up and I can download it offline. Huh?
That's not on DatPiff?
What am I doing DatPiff? What, download it to my fucking files and then have it in my files? They got to go to my files and play from there?
No, there's an app. You could just use the app.
DatPiff's got an app now?
Yeah, they've been had an app.
All right, look, this is going to be so inside baseball. Motherfuckers don't understand. You know, never mind. I can't even say it. But if you know, the real ones know. BGOL, old school, where it was, birth of DatPiff, all that shit. The Mecca. Yeah, motherfuckers don't know. They don't know about that. You don't even know about that. You're too young. You're too young, youngin.
How old are you?
33, about to be 34.
All right, same age, fucker.
I'm older than you, technically.
Whatever.
All right, whatever. NFL Sunday Ticket, YouTube TV. I think it's great. Even though you're going to have to pay more, you're going to pay what I'm paying now.
Well, no, I mean, it depends.
Well, I'm still not getting a Sunday Ticket. I don't need it. I don't need the Sunday Ticket.
Oh, yeah. That's the only thing I need, right? So, I mean, the price for DirecTV better fucking drop. Like, it has to.
You don't need DirecTV anymore. You're gonna get rid of DirecTV.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
It doesn't depend. You're gonna get rid of DirecTV.
Depends on what the wife wants. It depends.
You're gonna have YouTube TV, and once look, another part where YouTube TV is pretty legit. Unlimited DVR is cool as shit. Like, it's completely unlimited. There's no cap. I have every episode of every Washington Commanders game is sitting on my DVR for like last 2 years, and I can just pull up any game whenever I want to and watch it. Every Rick and Morty episode that's like not available on demand yet is sitting on my DVR. Every show I watch is just sitting on my DVR. I never have to worry about it.
Yeah, but
every Wizards game is on my DVR. It just records every day.
You want to watch them?
I watch them every once in a while if I know something happened.
Yeah, so you don't watch them.
Not all the time. I mean, we're in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, baby. Love that neck.
Yeah, the worst.
Love it.
Half the teams in the NBA are trying to tank for him, and they're not good enough. And then what's going to happen is they're not even going to get him, and then they're just going to be asked for no reason.
We have no other option. We are where we are. We're not doing anything on purpose. We just kind of suck. Once again, nobody knew what this was going to look like, this incarnation of the team, because we never saw it. And look, I'm impressed with some of the pieces. I like Kyle Kuzma. I think he's actually looked pretty decent.
He's gone.
Oh, no, absolutely. But he's looked decent. that was kind of cool.
He was decent last year.
All right, cool. But he looks decent with it. Denny Avdia looks better.
Yeah, he does.
Beal is still not the top.
What happened with Rui, though?
I had never seen him play.
Look, they were like, y'all will put him in trade packages, and teams was like, nah.
I like Rui, but yeah, he just I just don't really see him play. And then Beal is being Beal, but whatever. All right, next up, Giovani Bernard.
Yeah, and Jenna Lane.
So, really awkward confrontation in the locker room Because what happened? So there was something that happened in the game in the last because he still plays
muffed a punt or something.
Muffed.
It was like it was a pivotal play in the game.
So reporters were trying to go find him after the game. He didn't make himself immediately available to the media because he hasn't really been talking to the media this year. And they really just confronted the shit out of him when he says that, hey, I want to go. Can I just go talk to my family or do something? And they're like, no, we haven't talked to you all year. You've given us nothing to talk about.
It's like, but then Jenna tried to clean it up, but she made it worse by saying, like, you've been hurt. You've been injured. And you could tell, like, they should have been able to tell that they fucked up in that moment just based on his reaction.
Yeah.
When he said, like, wait, really? They should have been able to say, like, all right, let me check myself. But they came off looking like really entitled and just plain disrespectful. And for, like, when you're coming off the field and you need a cool down period, like a legitimate cool down period. I think he was still within that cool down period. And for him to respond the way he did was, yeah, I respect him way more for that. Just like the Patriots fan that got accosted by a Raiders fan.
Yeah, fucking Raiders fans. So
we don't claim her, just so you know.
Do y'all claim the 49ers fans you guys shoot in the parking lots?
No, we don't like them. So that's why
I'm just saying, y'all right. All right. I didn't see the video. You saw the video of the Packers fan tumbling down the stairs?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the beginning?
Yeah. Why the fuck?
Is that an attempted murder charge? Do you see how steep those stairs are?
Yeah. But
he also tried to stick his fingers back. I see what he was trying to do was grab leverage on his pants.
It was just all weird. Like, it shouldn't be in that situation, especially at a game.
But also, big man that went rolling had on a Eagles hat, a Packers. What was it? Eagles hat,
hoodie.
Eagles Packers hoodie.
Yeah,
and then
I thought he was just a Packers fan.
No, he had like three. He was rocking 3 teams. It was fucking weird.
So when you go to a game like that and you see somebody wearing 3 teams, you don't fuck with them.
Oh no, then there's like a 4-minute video.
Nothing to lose.
There's a 4-minute video in front of that of him just yelling at people randomly. So it's like I felt when I saw a fat man as a fat man go tumbling down the stairs, I was like, damn man, that's not a good look. I felt bad for him.
Yeah,
it don't work that way, asshole. The fat hurts. It's your skin. It still hurts. No, it doesn't.
Was it like the flobby fat or like the stiff?
It doesn't matter, dick. It's part of you. It's not. It's not a fucking. See, all you motherfuckers that ain't fat don't got no. Y'all think we have like just pillow padding that we don't feel? If you pinch our fat, we feel it, dick. Like it's not.
Depends on what day it is. Like you might not feel it on
what day it is. You fucking fat phobic asshole.
I'm fat too. I don't care.
You're not fucking fat. Shut up. Can't claim that shit. You're the Rachel Dolezal of fat people. Get the fuck out of here.
Come on, fam.
It's all that dumb shit. I'm fat. I hate when people motherfucking do that shit.
All right, I'm big boned.
Nigga, fuck you. We're just going there. Straight up. Ain't no need to sugar. Fuck you. All right, what the fuck were you talking about? Giovani Bernard? All right, look, the reporters are doing what the reporters do a lot of times after those games. You're right. They come across as entitled. Now, I get some reporters have this general, and I see it a lot with women reporters, that there is this almost animus that they have coming into it. Some of it's deserved in the sense of they have to kind of battle through a lot of bullshit to get the story, to get things. But it did not feel as though Bernard was given that energy at all, at least initially to me.
Based on what the guy said in the beginning of the clip, it kind of there was some interaction beforehand, and then he was walking away.
So that's what I was taking everything with a grain of salt, right? Which was like there is always the vibe, but it's also a racial element of you got some white people demanding shit for the blood, like it's owed to them, and then there's this. But there's also part of me that looks at the athletes and I'm like, I always hate the way, like we talked about it with the Naomi Osaka thing last year, which was there is this, we want athletes to be real, but anytime they're real with us, they get in trouble. So they can't be real with us. So they have to do this falsified bullshit thing, which nobody really gets the answers they want. Huh?
You know why? That's the code. Like athletes, especially in the NFL, right? Everything is like shoot it to them straight, right? Very direct. And I just don't like the way they treated him in this scenario. And it looked like afterwards, when they watched everything back, the two reporters that were involved, they saw their missteps, right?
Right.
I really like the guy reporter was like, he's like, yeah, I fucked up, basically, right? And it was like, all right, cool. But Jenna actually took some time. Her response was very thoughtful, in my opinion.
The second response.
Yeah.
Like the second response was good. It was good. It was good. It was good.
I was like, you actually sat there and thought about it. And like, all right, this, like, I'm gonna do better because I see how this looks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everybody has a little bit of blame. Like there's no black and white really with anything. It's all gray area. Like everything is gray area, right? It's like, all right, Gio, like, you fucked up at the game. I understand you're upset, but you do gotta answer the questions. I understand your family's there, but they've been there the whole year. Like it's the same shit. You got to deal with it. Like everybody else got to deal with it.
Yeah.
So,
and I can get it. You can understand from a reporter's standpoint. He had the big fuck up in the game. He probably doesn't want to talk about that. You're thinking about that at least initially. Then there's whatever the interaction was beforehand, and his answers after they pissed him off. It's my fault. Yeah, I know it's my fault. Or whatever he was doing to kind of get the interview to get rushed out or rushed over.
Yeah, but I mean, what else do you expect? Like, you think about the same thing like with Jacoby Myers, like, and how he stood up there and was like, yeah, like I shouldn't have did it. Like I fucked that up. That was all on me. Like we knew the play call, but when I got the ball, I understand I shouldn't allowed her to. I should have just gone down, but I didn't. And here we are. And then that's kind of like the end of it. But
now you want to see him twist in the wind.
I don't like.
I do.
But see, like,
but she's not right. I'm not saying it's the right
thing.
Even
if it was like somebody on my team, right? I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, I want to see you explain like how you fucked us over. No, I know you feel bad.
Ryan Russillo gave the best explanation of it that I've ever heard.
What do you say?
The Jacoby Myers play in particular. He thought about there's a wedding. Who got married? It's not important. But the groom is crying. Mm-hmm. And as the groom is crying, somebody in the audience starts a chant, cry, cry, cry. And a bunch of people in the wedding, they start saying cry. When there's a chant, when there's a slow clap, everybody wants to be involved. Everybody wants to take part. When the first lateral goes and you got an opportunity to lateral, everyone wants an opportunity to lateral. Yeah. Like you've seen those plays, you've seen the Music City Miracle, you've seen the Stanford versus Cal game, and it's like all bets are off. It's like your brain shuts off. Oh, I want to do that too. And you're fucking. But it was Leon level dumb.
Yeah.
Like, it was fucking stupid.
It was stupid, but at the end of the day, it's like. You cost the team the game.
I can't believe that was a Bill Belichick coach team. I can't wrap my head around it.
Matt Patricia over there.
Yeah, calling plays with no experience. Goddamn reason.
So I can see how that happened.
Bill probably needs to retire, or Tom needs to go back to New England. One of those things need to happen.
Tom possibly can go back to New England after this year.
No, he's probably going to Vegas, is what it's looking like. But have fun. I'll be in the Super Bowl conversation without a doubt. Him and Devontae Adams gonna be a fucking problem, and Darren Waller, that'd be a fucking problem.
I don't know.
Bullshit. Don't not be excited about Tom Brady coming to play for you out of your mind.
I'm not.
What?
What is the issue with the team? Like, be objective here, and like no jokes around. Like, what is the issue with the team? In your
offensive line.
Okay, and what else?
No heart.
I said be real.
Sorry. Couldn't help it. Needed one jab. Yeah.
Offensive line's a big one.
Offensive line, and I think you guys are undisciplined to a certain degree. And then beyond that, I'd say, yeah, I don't feel as though there's a cohesive. Just when I see you guys play and knowing who it is as the head coach, you're lacking leadership.
I mean, I can't agree to that just based on Carr and what he pulled the team through last year. That's leadership, in my opinion. That's what
it's more. Leadership. I think that was more them rallying around when you experience like a trauma, which to that team losing Gruden early in the way that it happened was a trauma, and you had Rich Bisaccia. I think was more than anything the guy who kind of had everybody in this emotional warpath. I'm not saying. I was saying that Carr to me is somebody who. I look at Carr as the same way I look at myself, is that you should never look to me in the best case scenario. You never want me to be the lead dog. You want me to be your consigliere. You want me to be your second in command guy, the guy that can get everybody else bought into what it is your philosophy is. And I can get everybody on the same page, right? Like I could follow whoever the leader is and I can get everybody to rally around that. That's any job. That's why my consulting role is why I'm good at what I do. That to me was Carr last year. Is Bisaccia is the guy that takes, hey man, we need the team like together on this. All right, yeah, I can do that. And then that it leads that way. I'm not saying it does take leadership to do that. There's no getting around that. But to me, unless you have a guy above it, he be leading you anywhere. Like I could lead a bunch of people in the horse racing tonight on FanDuel. It doesn't mean that I'm leading you in the right direction. I might not do people
the horse racing, just so you know.
Just saying, there might be some people. Use a promo code.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. All right, so back to the Tom Brady thing. Right? Yeah. What?
So signing Tom Brady, right, doesn't fix the offensive line, and it doesn't.
No, I'm not saying it does, but you have an off season to address it.
We had an off season this time to address it.
You had an off season to address it this time, and I get you haven't. But what I will say is that when you have a guy like Tom Brady as a part of it with a McDaniels, he won't accept it not being addressed properly.
I would say look at the Bucs this year, and
I'd say the Bucs this year had a drop off happen. Right. So like this offense
let some people go,
which financially and the way it happened, not to mention there's also the fact that Tom retired and then came back late. And when he comes back late, there's already shit that has already gone down. They can't do the same things they were doing. They had a thought process they were going to let certain guys walk and it was going to be the next year that they were going to happen. And they didn't have to have the offensive line at a certain angle with Tom. And Tom has to deal with that. But if Tom goes to Vegas early and they know, hey, there's one thing that we have to address more than any other thing. But I don't understand how anyone could conceptualize not being excited unless you have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, maybe Joe Burrow,
Lamar Jackson.
Not without a contract.
I mean, that's the Ravens' fault. But
I get it. But I'm just calling it what it is.
My point with Brady and Rodgers and all them guys.
I'm not putting Rodgers in the Brady category. I think it's different.
I'm putting them in the category for this reason. Their age. Okay. Their age. Brady might play 1 or 2 more years.
But you're instant Super Bowl contender.
My only point is this. I've been catfished for 20-something years now.
So this way, I'm not asking. So you're afraid.
But here's my only point. Having Brady, just only Brady, isn't enough. If we get Brady, cool. I need to see what else we do.
But see, that's
the other part.
Hang on one second. But here's the point: is that what you're saying is next year, unless you address the offensive line, nothing's going to happen regardless of who you got back there.
Who's there?
Right, agreed. But anyone would say, we know this offseason, you guys are going to address the offensive line, right? That is going to be addressed.
I don't know.
I don't know whether or not you have success with addressing it, but you're going to address it. It's the glaring red light, right? Like it's the hole that needs to be addressed.
And the interior defensive line and linebacker.
So, but if there's the 1A It's the line, right?
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that we know in the offseason that's something that they're going to address, whether or not they have success with it, you don't know until they line up next year,
If
right?
they address it, I'm happy with Brady.
But that's my point, is that at the end of the day, there can never be a situation in which you're looking at an offseason and saying, oh, we could have Tom Brady and not be excited about it unless you have
I will look at him as
most 5 guys. Huh?
He'll be a bridge quarterback for me.
No shit, he's 52 years old.
Yeah. And if we're able to like flip, what's a bad team? If we're able to flip Carr to like whatever team for a first round pick this year, and we get like one of those top QBs,
Washington would listen to you.
You're not going to be high enough
as far as draft pick.
Yeah.
Well, you're draft picking an interior lineman.
Your line is good, but I want. Well, then we have to flip those two to get up. Whatever. I don't know.
If you told me that you could get a first round draft pick and a Washington Commanders interior lineman for Tom Brady and Carr's gone. You out of your fucking mind.
How's your right tackle?
A right tackle?
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way. We'll be addressing the offensive line as well this offseason.
Oh, see, that's what I need. I need a right tackle.
Yeah, well, you can't get everything. You can't get everything.
I don't need an interior guard.
And the Carr's draft value is not that fucking trade value, not that goddamn high. Not if they know that Tom Brady's breathing down your neck, you got to get rid of these motherfucker anyway. Because you're not having both of them on the team.
I mean, that's just
you'd have to pull a Washington's desperate. You'd have to get a Washington's desperate like the Carson Wentz trade sort of situation.
Look, we'll send Carr to the Jets.
Here's the thing. What'll be fucking hilarious to me is the moment the Carr touchdown, there'll be a fucking Super Bowl contender.
No, they'll be good.
And when Carr's raiding the Lombardi Trophy, y'all gonna be fucking hurt.
Y'all be hurt. I mean, you know what? The thing is, half the fan base will be hurt, and then the other half, like, it's weird. Like, because
Raiders is fucking weird. Y'all are fucking weird. Y'all are weird fucking people.
We're weird, and y'all
are the weirdest. Cool. We're not racist. We're not fucking racist, you asshole. You guys are just weird. Look, Max Crosby's a skinhead. We are, you guys.
That's why you keep talking about it, because you want him on your fucking team.
That's not the truth. No, we do not. Look.
You don't want Max Crosby in your team?
No. I've got no room for Max Crosby on my team. What am I going to do with Max Crosby and his contract or whatever on his team? Where am I lining up Max Crosby?
Forget
it's not about no. You can't forget about the money. Where in the world do I have any room for Max Crosby on my team?
Who's your right defensive end or left defensive end?
Montez Sweat. Where in? Huh?
Who's better?
I'll keep my Montez Sweat with Chase Young and the rest of the guys if I ain't got to give anything up for Max fucking Crosby. That'd be the dumbest goddamn thing in the world.
No. Would you rather have?
No, you're saying that I want him on my team. I don't want him on my team.
Would you want Sweat or Crosby on your team?
Sweat.
Okay, we disagree. But
as far as like who on that defensive line I'd trade for other defensive linemen, Aaron Donald, and the Boses. That's it.
Aaron Donald about to retire.
Then just the Boses. You give me
back to my point about your team.
You know what? Can't argue that. All right, we're going into picks. Fuck you. Just all MAGA team. It's Max Crosby and fucking Nick Bosa.
Hey, they'll sign a 20-year contract and stay there forever. They ain't moving.
I love that you've relented and now Max Crosby is a goddamn skinhead to you.
I didn't. He's not. But that's
I know he's not.
Hilarious.
He just looks like a fucking Sons of Anarchy. Like he's.
And you know what?
He looks like somebody that probably killed.
Tattoos.
Huh?
He didn't have tattoos when he came into the league. As soon as he touched down in Oakland.
Yeah, that's kind of. You know, we have a player on the Commanders team that looks like he could get into something problematic from a racial standpoint. And that's my boy Ridgeway. And I love Ridgeway. But I look like he's a goddamn problem. He's the one that suplex. Dude, Ridgeway is a fucking problem, yeah.
I just saw that Harry Potter was in one of the movies. I gotta watch it.
What?
Harry Potter played Daniel Radcliffe. I think that's how you say his name.
Daniel Radcliffe played Harry Potter, but okay.
No, I know, but he played one of the like quote unquote skinheads in the KKK or whatever in one of those movies, and he was saying everything.
Yeah, I mean
I
nothing touches Ed Norton. American History X. God damn.
I didn't see that one.
You've never seen American History X?
Hmm.
I don't know why I do a show with you. All right.
You love me. I love you too.
Yeah, but when you say stuff like I've never seen American History X.
Well, I mean, when that happens, you know.
It's just bad shit, man. How you not see that movie? All right. So picks time. Looking at the standings, you have pulled within one.
Yeah.
And this week you might take it over.
Hold on, I got a question. Why the hell did you pick the Jets?
Oh, this week? Yeah, honest to God, it was a mistake. Honest to God, I hit the wrong thing. But I'm not gonna blame about it.
I feel the same thing about something that happened last week. Who did I pick? Because I picked Carolina over Pittsburgh. I don't remember doing it.
I remember that conversation.
And I said, did I switch it on the pod?
Do you agree with Ryan because Pittsburgh was using a backup quarterback?
Hold on. Because the crazy thing is, I'm the only one that picked Carolina.
Ryan didn't even do it?
No.
No, Ryan was thought about how there was a backup quarterback and then it was going to be hard. And I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't change anything.
I got to watch that back. All right.
Yeah, good. No. So in the Thursday night game, I picked because we're recording this very late Friday night because Ryan left us fucking hanging. This should hopefully be up before the game start on Saturday because we got Saturday games today. But yeah, me and Keem, who's still doing his picks, picked the Jets. Ryan did not get his picks in. It looks like because he didn't pick Thursday.
He said that he did it now.
Okay. And then you picked the Jacksonville Jaguars, so you pulled within one for me, and you could overtake me because you've been doing really well. So it's just me and you. What'd you say? Oh, what was that?
Yeah, that was nice. He says I'm nice.
I literally just said there's a chance mathematically that you could overtake me.
I know.
That's it. If that's the benchmark for fucking nice.
You said okay. I've been doing really good. You don't usually say things like that.
Got it. All right, let me.
That touched my heart.
I'm glad you felt that. I just got to equal it out. Go fuck yourself. All right. So we got Saturday games and we got Sunday games. Will you be watching games on Christmas? You gonna be able to watch the games on Christmas?
Yeah.
Tough sledding. It's sledding.
Hey, you know what? Yes, I am 100% sure I will be able to.
I'm watching everything. Christmas is not as big a deal as Thanksgiving is in this household anyway. At least to me, because I'm usually the black sheep that's never around on Christmas.
Don't say it too loud because she in the other room. But my gift is the reason why I'll be able to watch.
I don't think that's going to work the way you think it's going to work.
I'm worried about that.
It is not. That is not going to work the way you think. I'll tell you right now. If that's your plan, abort.
No, I'm not aborting.
All right, James gonna be a miserable fuck come Monday. I promise you that much.
Hey, if we win, I don't give a shit.
You're gonna be a miserable asshole on Monday.
Hey, we play them. We play the Steelers tomorrow, so that's gonna be fun.
Yes, you do. We will get to it. So picks. Starting off with Saturday game. Saturday at 1, we got Buffalo at Chicago. Buffalo. It's not really a lot to think about there. Next up, New Orleans at Cleveland. Who you got?
I have Cleveland.
Same here. Okay. Like, as much as I am still down on Deshaun Watson, he is getting better as time is going on. And they got Nick Chubb and stuff. And the NFC South is the fucking NFC South. The Saints suck ass.
But like, who's playing QB for the Saints?
Who gives a shit? They're gonna lose.
Exactly. And Kamara is a shell of himself.
Yes.
I think he's looking forward. Like, he's looking towards the jail sentence that he's gonna have.
Looking forward?
No, looking towards.
Oh, looking towards. Got it. Facing the direction.
And I don't think Michael Thomas will ever be the same.
How many? Hold on. I got to pull this up because at the beginning of the season, I think I bet you $1 that Michael Thomas would not have more than like 250 yards, which I'm sure he's past that. But yeah. I was saying that he was washed. And I just want to see where he's at.
It'll be funny. It'll be hilarious if he's like 249.
Oh, it would be great. It's too goddamn Michael Thomas. I don't know which one it was.
But yeah, I don't know if he's going to
60 receptions, 171. I'm looking good for the money.
Okay.
I'm looking good. I told you it's over.
You're looking good for the money. You got the money. He's out for the year.
Oh, then I won.
He's been out for like the past, like he's been out forever.
Oh, right. He only played 3 games. Holy shit. Yeah. All right. Well, I was right about that. And I just thought he was washed.
Nah, he got hurt.
Sorry, Mike.
Saying, like, I don't know if he'll get back to himself. Especially at this point, with all the injuries he's had, and the fact that he doesn't even want to be in New Orleans anymore.
I don't think anybody wants to be in New Orleans anymore. Sean Payton fucking left, and everybody got left behind. I mean, that team to me is just in a state of they need to. I've never seen an organization in need of a firm and fresh restart more than that. It's like they need to wash away everything from the Sean Payton, Drew Brees era and just start anew. And the thing is that I think what scares them is the only time they've actually been able to root for anything good is in that era. So there's like a scary, because you even look at the Aaron Brooks years, those weren't good. The Jim Haslett, Aaron Brooks years weren't good. Even Peyton and Eli's father, what's his name? Archie. He hated play. I mean, he loved playing there, but he also, why do you think Eli held out and wouldn't go to fucking San Diego? It just wasn't going to happen. He didn't want him to waste away. I feel bad for them, but because actually I think Sean Payton kind of did him dirty. But at the end of the day, they need new energy. They need a young, fresh mind coach. They
have pieces on that team.
I honestly get rid of everything. I would wholesale just start anew. I'd start anew. I'd really start anew. I think they need something.
They got some really good defensive pieces, and they got a good receiver and running back whenever they have holes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't cut everyone. I know that, but for the most part, there's not a lot of people I would say are safe as far as the job goes.
You want them to do like Carolina?
Sort of.
I think Carolina's going to be pretty good next year.
I don't think so.
Depending on the QB they get, because they're getting what, like a equivalent of a top 5 pick for McCaffrey.
Who's their coach? Who's their coach?
Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes. And he'll be back next year.
Yeah, because they're fighting for the playoffs.
Is he an offensive, defensive minded coach?
I think defensive.
Are they going to draft a quarterback?
Huh?
And they're going to draft a quarterback?
They got to.
And who's the offense coordinator?
I have no idea. Do you know?
No. It's like I look at that and you're saying, okay, if they're going to be pretty decent next year and they draft a quarterback, all right, Trevor Lawrence with Urban Meyer, we don't even count last year. And I was actually rewatching that draft because I wanted to see what we said about Zach Wilson, because I know a lot of people have been doing this revisionist history here with Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson was graded as my 4th quarterback that draft because I had Justin Fields as my number 1. Trevor Lawrence was on number 2, even though I said he was more talented than Justin Fields. I said he was a bust because he was going to Jacksonville. And nothing was going to work out in Jacksonville. Yeah. So, I mean, Urban Meyer is what I should have said. So now they got rid of Urban. Who's their head coach? Doug Peterson. And he's getting the absolute best out of Trevor, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you want to do that, you got to have somebody in the building that has an idea of what to do with the quarterback position and have a system built around that quarterback. If you're going to have Steve Wilkes as far as the head coach and be more of a defensive minded thing, unless you're hiring an upstart offensive coordinator, I just don't see it working out for them offensively. Which they could, but I don't see anybody around the league right now that is that guy that doesn't get anything other than a head coaching job.
We'll figure it out, because it was the same shit with half the Rams people that randomly went out to other teams and was like, oh, their team is doing really good because of this random guy.
It wasn't random, but all those guys I had history with because they were all spent time in Washington or something. All right, so we both had the Browns over the Saints. Houston at Tennessee, Tennessee, but I'm rooting for Houston. I'm going Tennessee, and I'd be surprised if Derrick Henry doesn't have 200 yards rushing.
But see, the past few weeks, we have been saying that, and the Texans have shown up. Like, they gave the Chiefs some problems. We expected them to get destroyed. I bet for them to get destroyed, but they did. It didn't happen.
Just to show you something, the Houston Texans gave up 189 on the ground to Kansas City, 127 on the ground in Dallas, 174 on the ground in Cleveland, and they've got Derrick Henry staring at them, who's never had a game, I think, like under 130 against them. I'm not saying the game could be close or not close. I'm just saying Derrick Henry is going to run for 200 yards.
Look at Derrick Henry's stats for this year.
All right, I'll pull that up. But hang on. Let me see. What did he do before? Last time they played, Tennessee had 40 passing. Hold on, I'm just showing. Derrick Henry, the Titans had 40 passing yards and 314 rushing yards against the Texans last time they played. But let me pull up Derrick.
Because I know he had some bad games this year.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying Houston's rush defense is the worst in the fucking league. So the last two starts for Derrick Henry, 104 and 121.
And then before that?
Yeah, before that, he had Philadelphia, which they weren't running in that game anyway. Then he had Cincinnati.
Oh, tell me the yards.
30, 38, 87, 53. So Denver, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Philly. Not great. But if I'm looking at the rush defenses for a couple of those teams, Cincinnati's defense as far as rushing, pretty fucking good.
Defense was good.
And Philadelphia, 35-10, they weren't running in that game. So I look at that. But what I'm saying as far as Houston, I'm not saying the game can't be close. Houston's shown to be a little scrappy, right? I'm just saying what it's lining up for. If you're betting on football this week, even though I'm not an expert in this shit, I take anything and push the over as far as Derrick Henry. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I agree. It's just been the past few weeks. Everything that we think should happen hasn't.
It's been weird. Football has been weird. I'm not in that.
Basketball too.
But we're both picking the Titans.
Yeah.
Seattle at Kansas City all day, every day.
Same.
New York Giants versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going Vikings.
Me too.
I just think that I don't think Washington came to play last week.
I bet you say this.
Dog shit.
Hey, if the Giants get up like how they let the Colts do that to them, they're not coming back.
I agree with that.
Because the Giants aren't the fucking Colts. So
understood. Cincinnati Bengals at the New England Patriots. Who you got?
Bengals.
Easy. Bengals.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions versus the Carolina Panthers. I got the Lions.
Me too. Hey, we got to put some respect on them.
The Lions were I thought Washington was going to win last week against the Commanders, and I had the line. I still got the Lions that they make the playoffs. I think they're going to not. I don't think things are going to end correctly for Washington. I'm kind of hoping it does though, but I can totally see it.
You said Washington would win against the Commanders.
Sorry, I thought Washington was going to beat New York last week, and I thought the Lions would then jump up over the Giants after they lost to Minnesota this week. I just think the Lions I think they're going to get blown out in the playoffs, but I do think they're ready for I think they're ready for this playoff run. I think they're legit. That offense is legit. Atlanta at Baltimore. Who you got?
No Lamar Jackson, but I still have Baltimore.
Same here. I don't care who they got at quarterback. I'm still picking Baltimore on that. Washington at San Francisco. Who you got?
We both know who we both have.
San Francisco. Yep.
Let's just talk about how y'all got screwed last week.
We can talk about that.
When Terry McLaurin lined up and he looked at the ref and said, "Am I good?" And the ref acknowledged him. Even if he was not on the line, receivers get grace. Even if you're not on the line.
Especially when what's happening has nothing to do with the play.
Yeah. And yeah, that was egregious. And in my opinion, that probably cost y'all a playoff berth. Just based on the percentages from if you won or lost that game.
Yeah, there's that. And then they have we're going to be ticky-tacky on that one at the end of the game. And then you have somebody giving you have a piggyback ride. It's not called as far as defensive pass interference. And then they say, well, you don't want to call that at the end of the game. Pick a side, assholes. Like, I was extremely upset about that, but I'm not one to ever blame the refs for the outcome of a game fully. We still had to score that touchdown and get a 2-point conversion after just to tie the game up. And the drive previously, the New York Giants went 97 yards. Saquon Barkley kept fucking hitting the spin move every goddamn play for a first down. We had more than enough opportunities throughout that game to put the Giants away to win that game. And the fact that we let it up to the refs to fuck us at the end on that outcome, to me, is more on us than it is on anybody else. It was an aggravating game to watch, and even more aggravating once I watched the all 22 and saw every fucking opportunity that we missed in that game, especially offensively, because the defense gave up 13 points, which in the NFL should be enough for your offense to cover that. And we couldn't do it. We couldn't get it done. I'm still going to say it over and over again. With the way that we play offense, typically running the football, time of possession, and good defense, especially with the pass rush and stopping the run, you're going to be in games and they're going to be close. The margin of error is extremely small. So you have to make the most out of every opportunity you get to score, because usually when you play football like that, it is going to be a one-score game, and anything can happen in a one-score game in the NFL. Ask Jacoby Myers. So
the game was tied.
Fucking dumbass. So that's what I'm saying. In the press conference, I would have been the biggest asshole reporter ever if I was in that press conference. So Jacoby, did you know what the score was? You do realize it's the same number, right?
Well, fam, like, you can't do that.
I would have done that. So, all right, look, all right. So
that man would have swung on you.
He keeps swinging. Every punch he landed, I'd eat every last one of them. It was tied, dummy.
And I'm suing.
And you're getting sued. Shit.
I wonder what happened with Devontae Adams.
When it comes down to it, as far as the way that Washington plays the game, you can beat anybody if you play that way. The problem this week, San Francisco is a problem on every single facet of the game. And I think I mentioned this on ASOS last week, but I've been mentioning it on Dish Divided like crazy. Outside of, I spent majority of time watching the All 22 on Taylor Heineke. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, last week or a week before, I watched a lot of Tua. Mm-hmm. And because watching the All 22 for the Dolphins Chargers game, oh, God, that was so good. Just watching the coaching matchups and then seeing Tua being afraid to do certain things it was eye-opening. But then, and shout out to Benjamin Solak, who's the reason I started really doing the deep dive. Outside of that, I spent majority of my time, I've been watching the Chargers. I do watch a lot of Justin Herbert. That motherfucker is perfect. He's perfect. He's perfect.
No,
he's fucking perfect.
No, he's not.
Like they are setting him up to fail in fucking LA. It is insane.
Good.
Hey,
Good.
Joe Lombardi, there's more than you can run routes that are beyond 12 yards. Like it's okay.
Now that was the line.
Yes, you can. Like that's the thing is, you ever see anytime Justin Herbert throws the ball down the field, it's on third down and it's off script. And it's Mike Williams. It's Mike and Justin. He's just like, just go. He just goes and takes off.
I'm gonna lob it, and you're gonna jump over him and catch it.
And the ball is perfect every time. Herbert's incredible. But the team that I've watched the most All 22 on has been San Francisco. And I don't know if I said this last week, but people have an understanding or a thought process of what Kyle Shanahan's offense looks like historically. When it comes to San Francisco, we got a lot of them playing in the playoffs. We got Jimmy G, and there's a brand that they have, right? Run the football, throw short, very accurate, this, that, and the other. That is not at all what San Francisco has been doing this year. And I don't think people know unless you actually turn on the game phone. They are going fucking vertical. They are throwing down the fucking field. And the thing is that they've been asking Jimmy G throughout majority of the season to do that quite often. Play action. They've been establishing the run, play action, and Brandon Ayuk's been going over the top for shit, right? And Kittle, downfield stuff. And then you have like McCaffrey coming out of the backfield. But the thing that's crazy is the thought process is usually like what you're seeing with Taylor Heineke in Washington. You get the Mr. Irrelevant rookie come in. You'd think that they'd go back to the San Francisco old, shorten everything. They're not. They're actually asking Brock Purdy to do more because he has a bigger arm than Garoppolo.
Yeah, that and the fact that the people are open.
Which is what you do when you establish the run, right? You get you sure. So look, San Fran, and then they're also Brian Robinson's looked good and he's looked better. I don't know why we only gave him 12 carries last week because we just lost our fucking minds. Even though he was averaging 7-point-some yards a fucking carry. These guys give up 3.4 a run, maybe 3.1 a run, 70-some yards.
They're getting their pieces back. They're getting their starters back.
San Fran is terrifying. And I don't see a way to win unless Taylor Heineke reverts back to like the magic we saw with like when he played in that Tampa Bay playoff game and he can throw it down the field. But I don't know how you do that when you got fucking Bosa and Fred Warner and all them youngins on defense. Greenlaw, all them. Yeah, like I don't know how you do that. So I actually, my prediction is Carson Wentz starts playing in the second half, and there's a rally, but it's too little, too late. If I had to really pick it up,
the 49ers is how you build a team. Like
I stress that
they don't. It doesn't even matter what QB you have in there, really.
I've talked about that ad nauseum. The way to build a football team is let the quarterback be the final piece. I don't know why. I've always said that it's the best way to fucking build. It's the same thing they did in Kansas City when Mahomes came to town, even though the only thing that they've never really figured out is the running back situation, but that's just Andy Reid.
McKinnon's here now. He's doing all right.
He's doing all right for what it is they want. Same way Jamal Charles looked good for what they wanted for a little bit of time, right? Or LaShawn McCoy even for the little bit of it. Well, that's way back. That's a whole different. That's before
Jamal Charles was a beast. I hated him.
He was, but I mean that you're talking about. There's the Kansas City when they had who was the head coach during that time period?
I don't
Dick Vermeil was it Dick Vermeil into Marty or vice versa or something like that? Vermeil was there, but it was Priest Holmes to Larry Johnson, the Jamal Charles.
We don't speak that man's name.
And Trent Green in at quarterback for those years. They were amazing offensively. Mm-hmm. They were always dope. But right now, I just think San Francisco, they're scary. I wish we were playing at home in like the cold and the wind and all that shit, but no, we're not. We're playing out in fucking Cali. So we're both picking San Francisco, even though I'm praying and hoping that it does not happen that way. And then also Philadelphia at Dallas. Who you got?
I have Dallas.
I'm picking Philly. Dak has not looked good. Dallas's defense gives up the run. I like Gardner Minshew. I'm still a Gardner guy.
I know you are.
I'm a huge Gardner guy. But
you love Philly backup QBs.
No, I love Gardner Minshew ever since Gardner Minshew began to be.
You love Nick Foles too.
I don't love Nick Foles.
I thought you did. Or is that Ryan? That's probably Ryan.
I just call him Big Dick Nick because he's Big Dick Nick, but I don't respect Philadelphia players. But Gardner Minshew, I loved it when he was in Jacksonville. That was my guy. I thought he was the guy. Did
you hear what he said at Mike Leach's funeral?
No, I did not get to hear that.
It was nice.
He's a good dude. Gardner's a good guy. I just think the running game. Look, Dallas should win this game without Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for Philly. I just think Dallas does Dallas shit. All right, in the last Saturday game, Vegas versus Pittsburgh, who you got?
So, I'm going Raiders, and here's why. We will not be able to throw the ball. Because the weather is supposed to be atrocious.
Yes.
And that means neither will Pittsburgh be able to throw the ball either.
Yes.
And then we'll have to try to run. And we put up Pecco, who is really good against the run. And I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right doing that. And we have Josh Jacobs. And Najee Harris hasn't looked himself most of the year.
Josh Jacobs has looked a lot better than him. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll get it unless we try to get too cute, which hopefully we don't. because I don't want to be in the house with Pittsburgh Steelers fans talking shit to me again.
That was gonna happen.
My mom's a Steelers fan.
Oh, yeah, I'm picking the Steelers. They got a better rush defense. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm picking them.
They gonna stop Josh Jacobs?
I just think they got a better rush defense, and I do think I think dome teams are soft. So it's just the way I feel.
I hear that. I mean, but it's not like we just became a dome team.
Yeah, but before that, you played in Cali.
We played, the Bay Area where we have all fucking seasons. It's not like it's San Diego.
How often does it snow?
It snows in the winter. Fuck.
How often does it snow during football games? I don't remember seeing any Oakland snow games.
Mm-mm.
Right. So what are we talking about? And when it's cold in the Bay, what does cold mean? It's not Pittsburgh winter.
Oh, yeah, it's not that. No, it's not that.
Fuck out of here.
Here is not there. Like what we say?
No, here's pretty close to there right now. Like the way that the what do they call it?
Because global warming, whatever. All right.
Well, all right. To the Christmas games. Packers, Dolphins. Who you got?
Miami.
Same here. Although I had the Packers, but at this point, I think you're about to overtake me in picks. Let's go to Broncos, Rams.
I have the Broncos.
I'm going Rams.
Okay, why?
I like Baker still. That's why I'm picking him.
You mean like Baker, but Denver has a defense.
They do have a defense, but I also isn't Russ not start? Who's starting for Rippon starting?
No, I think Russ back.
I thought I heard something about Rippon getting a start.
Okay. I mean, shit. Does it matter?
Actually, no, it doesn't. Actually, kind of works in the opposite direction, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Still picking Rams. Bucks, Cardinals. I'm picking the Bucks.
Same here. Arizona's down to their third string QB, and Brady's still there. So.
And the last game of the week, Chargers at Colts on Monday night. Who you got?
I have the Chargers.
Same here.
Yeah, I don't think Indy is going to recover at all this year.
I think the Chargers are the scariest team if they make the playoffs. I think they are the one team no one wants to face in the playoffs. I think the Chargers are terrifying. San
Francisco's the one team nobody wants to face in the playoffs.
I actually think with the Washington game is going to be interesting in the sense of if the defensive line can get there. Because the thing that Purdy is not experienced yet is a legit pass rush. So that's the only thing that gets me is that he's still a rookie, right? And he's Mr. Irrelevant. Is that what happens when somebody punches him in the fucking face? Like in Washington's defense, like trust me, I know we got our fucking issues, but
I hear you.
Like Dallas, like Micah Parsons getting on Purdy, be interesting. The Philadelphia,
who's the head coach?
Who?
Of 49ers?
Kyle Shanahan.
Where was he before?
Right before the Atlanta.
And before that?
Washington.
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Revenge game.
Cowboy. That is not registered for Shanahan. If anything, he's on the Cowboy side of that.
Really?
Do you know what we did to his dad? Like, there's no love lost. He hates us.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You mean, but he hates Washington. He doesn't hate that. What are we talking about? Oh, you mean for this game that he's going to want to hate? Oh, yeah.
We did the same shit to his dad.
At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, a rookie quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. When the pass rush is there, there's a universal law in football. And Purdy hasn't faced it yet. I'm not saying he might not face it this week. We can't get there because there's tons of games we can't get there.
He's going to scheme some stuff.
They might just run it down our fucking throats, even though we're supposed to have a good run defense. Saquon did anything he wanted to. All right, so we picked
Debo and McCaffrey. But yeah, nobody's really.
I'm not looking forward to tomorrow.
The Chargers aren't scary to me because their rush defense is so terrible.
The Chargers are scary to me because of the guys that they're getting back and the guys that once they have been getting back are getting more involved in what's happening with the offense. Here's the thing. Joe Lombardi, I just told you, I don't think Lombardi's a terrible coach. I don't think he's a terrible offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
What I do think is he's boring and predictable as shit. And what's happening is that he's not doing the right things to scheme the playmakers that they have open. But what I see with Herbert is when the game's on the fucking line and they are playing some backyard football. Look, I put Mahomes on this pedestal. There is no one close to Mahomes to me. He's a god as far as anybody else is playing football right now.
I ain't gonna call him that, but okay.
He's the closest thing that you know what I'm saying. Yeah, like if there's a tier system, he's out of it, right? He's just there.
Yeah.
I legitimately think the second guy, as far as just physical, as far as ability at playing the position, might be Herbert. He's not there yet. Trust me, he's not there yet. But when you actually see the mechanics of him, when you see
his mechanics are top tier.
That's what I'm saying. Is like the thing with Josh Allen's number 2. The reason Josh Allen's number 2 is a fucking freak. Like he's giant as shit, and but the thing with Allen is that every once in a while he plays this hero ball shit, which works out for him because of his size and this, that, and the other.
And he has Stephon Diggs.
But when that motherfucker gets hit and he start playing like Cam Newton year 10, I'm just saying it happens because look, he's not Ben Roethlisbergering it, and he's not as big as Roethlisberger was. Roethlisberger could absorb shit because of how fat that fuck was. Allen's not fat; he's just a big boy, right? So like the thing with that's how you would kind of classify him, right? Like country strong, right? Where Roethlisberger's just you fat fuck, you can play football, right? Like that's Roethlisberger. He's more in shape Jared Lorenzen, rest in peace. Like that's Roethlisberger's thing. So Roethlisberger was never. He's like, I'm not physical. I'm big, and you're not going to be able to take me down in one hit. Allen's going to start breaking down because that's just the way the human body works. But I also think Allen, he puts too much in the football sometimes. He doesn't have touch when he needs to have it sometimes, and his hero ball shit is a little too much sometimes, and he overdoes things where you see like earlier in the season where he'll cost them games, fumbling or trying to do this or trying to do that. Herbert doesn't do any of those things. Herbert does exactly what is asked of him for the offensive coordinator. He's like the perfectly coachable quarterback. Like literally, he sits back there in an offense that he knows is bullshit. The rest of the offense knows is bullshit, and he executes it to the best of his abilities within the system, and he executed it to a perfect level. But when you watch the route running, it's like you ran trips, and every route trips is a 12-yard curl. I've seen it. like, where's the spacing on that?
Yeah.
Why is every receiver 1.5 yards away from each other? And hold on, it's second and it's 3rd and 15. They're short of the first down marker. And you see Herbert, and you just like, and Herbert sees it, and Herbert has the throw that he's supposed to make, but what he does on 3rd down is he runs out of the pocket, and you see him directing traffic, or you see Mike Williams and Keenan Allen says, fuck it, I'm not staying here, I'm going to do something else, and he delivers it flawlessly. Herbert, to me, if Herbert had anyone that could just be creative, anyone that knew how to get guys open. If Herbert even had fucking Scott Turner in Washington with like a Terry McLaurin and a Jahan Dotson, I legitimately I don't think I've ever seen anybody play as perfect in a system the way that I've seen this. Because Mahomes doesn't even do that. Mahomes has physical abilities and talent and other things that just far beyond exceed anything that anybody else. He has like a sixth sense, right? I'm not saying Herbert or anybody else has that. Herbert is just flawless. Like his execution of football feels flawless.
And guess what?
I know you hate him.
No. Like if he was on another team in another division, he would be cool. I could say that about him and Mahomes as well. Like Russ, nah, whatever. But homeboy is all that shit you just said, like that 5 minutes you just said about Herbert, that boy has never been in the playoffs. And even if he gets there this year,
You know why?
Still has to deal with the people that you're talking about calling the plays.
You know why?
So wait, so why are you scared of that team when they still have to deal with them people?
Because here's the thing. To me, I think Chargers can play a spoiler to somebody that doesn't deserve to go out. The Chargers aren't making the Super Bowl to me, right? Like, especially now but what the Chargers can do is on any given day, the same way you see like he and Mahomes or him and Allen have had back and forth days, is like there might come that one playoff game where like Cincinnati's on a roll and the Chargers come to town. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's fair.
And it's
just based on the personnel that they have.
That's to me, they're spoiler. I'm not saying that they're about to go on a run. I'm saying that they're the team in which no matter how much you scheme or you figure it out, they could have that one game early on in the playoffs. It's like, oh man, fuck you. And then they get eliminated next round. And it's like, you piece of shit. Why'd you do that? And everybody go down and say that was clearly a superior team that lost to the Chargers, right? Like, that's the way that I feel about the Chargers right now.
Or they could lose out and miss the playoffs again.
They could, but I also think that what they have in Austin Eckler. But the thing is, you also know that, like, if there's any other franchise, like I grew up when I was a closeted Washington fan, I was a 49ers fan, right? So like that was the team that I initially grew up.
No wonder we argue.
Yeah, probably. Well, you wait until you hear this because it's something you probably already know. But I was a 49ers fan in like the 90s. So like when T.O. in the 98 wildcard game caught the ball, I was a 49ers fan. I was at home. I was cheering. It was the first time I ever cried watching football. When I saw T.O. crack because he was having a dog shit game. It was such a bad game. But it's one of my earliest it's not like my earliest memory, but it's one of my earliest big moment memories of watching football, right? And I'm a Commanders fan or a Washington fan. But there's a team that I've always rooted for, and it's the Chargers. It's a team that I always look at because, like, you've heard me talk about who I think the greatest team of all time is, like the 2010 Chargers. I'm also I'm a huge fan of Don Coryell and the Air Coryell offense and disciples of the Air Coryell offense, including Joe Gibbs. I am a huge Dan Fouts guy. I'm a huge Kellen Winslow Sr. guy. I'm a huge
make that clear.
Yeah.
Say it again for the people in the
senior.
Back. Okay.
I love Phillip Rivers. I love LaDainian Tomlinson. I love Antonio Gates. I have always rooted for that franchise.
How you feel about Junior Seau?
Love Junior Seau. Okay.
Sean Merriman.
Maryland. Love Sean Merriman. So I
told you I talk shit too. I saw him outside the Raiders game.
What did he say?
He was doing a fucking video like, man, like we should have lost that game. I was like, motherfucker, you knew you lost that fucking game.
Look, I am like if the Commanders cease to exist tomorrow, I'm instantly a Chargers fan. Like, it's just a team that I've always fucked with because it's like and the thing is that they are a team that I am the saddest for. That they should have had so much more success than they have had historically.
Hold on.
That is sad.
Can you put some of your cheers in here?
Like, I get the Bills. I get the Bills fans. They feel a certain way. Cleveland fans, I felt for up until Deshaun Watson, especially if you've been a Cleveland Brown fan your entire life and then see your team move to Baltimore, become your rival, and win Super Bowls. That is that is cruel. That is cruel and unusual punishment. Okay, it's fucked up. And then, after the Deshaun Watson thing, I ain't fucking rooting for you assholes. The Bengals never quite felt sorry for them because I hate their helmets so much that I just think they look stupid. So I'm never gonna feel bad for Bengals fans. I'm just telling you the way my mind works. Jets fans I never feel bad for because I hate Joe Namath. I feel like that's the house that Joe Namath built. And I just never liked them. And they complain too goddamn much. And if you're in New York, you should just be a Giants fan. It just makes sense. Why are you being countered? You're just being an asshole,
Neither of them teams play in New York anyway.
Right. But the Chargers, they shouldn't be in LA. They should still be in San Diego. And the gods of football have been cruel to that team.
Good.
They've been cruel. Dan Fouts should have a Super Bowl.
Nope.
Phillip Rivers should have a Super Bowl.
Hell no.
LaDainian Tomlinson is the best
no.
running back I've ever seen play. I don't know.
Wait, what?
What?
You ever seen? No, he can't be the best you have ever.
It's the toss up is him and AP. I saw Barry play. I remember Barry playing. But also I saw the very end of Barry, and Barry was good at the end. But the hype of Barry, I was just like, yeah.
Barry left early.
Yeah, and
same with Calvin.
Right, but LaDainian to me, as far as a pure running back and everything he did,
it was great.
Boy,
I saw him twice a year. Yeah,
that fight was a problem. All right, let's final thoughts and get out of here.
He killed us every year.
All right, you got a final thought?
So one, Luka just dropped 50 and 10.
Checking my sports betting.
No, don't look because it was a bad day. Donovan Mitchell had 12 points.
I didn't have Donovan Mitchell on any of my bets.
Oh, I had him on a few.
I had a 7-game I had a 7-thing parlay and a 6. I think I have an 8. Something stupid.
I had a 2 all the way up until a 21. So I did a few.
There's no money that's in my account, so I know I lost.
That means you lost. Yep. So Luka at 50 and 10. He just became the fastest player ever to lead the team in points, rebounds, and assists in 100 games, and he did it in 236 games, I believe. The person after that was Jokic, and that was in like 500 something games. That right there is a problem. The Mavs are going to lose Luka. The team that he's been surrounded by has been ass for years. And the worst part is the way that Luka can run the offense, you don't need like too much. You just need people who can hit shots. And the fact that you got like listen to this. We're like some crazy number like 15 and 1 or something stupid like that when Reggie Bullock has more than 4 points. That motherfucker doesn't score, but he starts because he played good defense. But for some reason, he just can't hit shots. Same thing with Tim Hardaway Jr. For some reason, like he's the streakiest shooter I've seen in a long fucking time. Like, I don't know why we traded away Seth Curry. If we had Seth Curry out, we would be top of the West right now because he can hit shots. We don't have an actual center. For some reason, after Tyson Chandler left, my twin, we've never been able to have a fucking center, like an actual legitimate center that can actually rebound. Don't say DeAndre Jordan. That motherfucker just jumps straight up and down, does nothing. Does nothing but just jump up and down. But yeah, we're gonna lose Luka and I don't know why. Dallas is not a bad city. There's no reason free agents shouldn't go there, especially when you have Luka, which everybody says like, yeah, Luka's great. We almost had Giannis. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's true. Before he re-upped with Milwaukee, he was going to go to Dallas. Can you imagine Luka and Giannis on the same team, bro?
No, because it wasn't gonna happen.
It was possible.
It was not possible.
It was possible.
Giannis was staying in Milwaukee.
Nah, it was talks.
Giannis was staying in Milwaukee.
It was talk. You could look it up.
There's
an article saying that.
I don't care. Giannis was staying in Milwaukee.
Yeah. And he stayed there and he actually won a ring. So congratulations to him. And yeah, we probably gonna lose Luka. He ain't Dame Lillard. He ain't gonna stay there for no damn reason.
Yeah, I already. Look, my prediction in the Mavericks before the season started was that they're going to be good. They're going to be playoff contenders, but Luka's usage rate is insane. He's not going to be able to sustain it.
Since he's
16. The clock comes a ticking, and there's going to be some time where he goes down. And the thing is with that,
you talking about like getting hurt? Like,
yes, 100%. And that's my prediction this season. It's not that I'm wishing ill upon him. It's that he's a human being, and at that usage rate, for as long as he's been doing it, there's no one that can stay healthy. It just doesn't happen.
I mean, it does, but not often, LeBron. But outside of that, Luka has been missing games. Like he has missed games, like
Yeah.
but not from injury. They just like say like
They're trying to rest him. I get it.
Yeah.
But
And you got to.
You have
especially
to.
with this team around him.
100%.
Like,
I just the thing is to me is that usage rate at that clip, I just don't see it happening. I just don't. I don't see any human being being able to sustain it. Also, I just don't. Never mind. I mean, I'm not going to get heavy on it. You'll hear more of my NBA talk as the season goes.
All right. Outside of that, the Giants had a royal fuck up. Thought we had like we were like, yeah, we're gonna get Aaron Judge. Didn't happen. We're gonna get Correa. Signed him. Then it's like, oh, something wrong with the physical. Nah. Overnight he went and signed with the Mets. So I'm glad I'm talking about this while Brian is not here. I don't want to talk about
Steinbrenner, new Steinbrenner.
Yeah. I think they said like this offseason he spent like 10% of his wealth on all the contracts he gave out, which is crazy.
He's trying to buy it. He's trying to do what the other New York team used to do.
Yeah. And we ended up signing Conforto, however you say his name, which doesn't make sense if the reason why we didn't sign Correa was because of failed physical. But Giants are going to be terrible unless, well, they're going to be terrible this year. But then I think they're going to make a run next year at Ohtani and Soto, which if we can get both, which we're not because we don't get shit. But if we can, that would be great.
Godspeed. Have you seen Soto's numbers? All right. So outside of us.
Oh, shut up. You would take him back.
We wouldn't take him back now. No, we got more production outside of him than we did have him. Like I thought it sucked, and I'm still upset about it because it's the principle of the thing. You don't let that guy walk, but then you start looking at like the contract and everything else. It's all right. Okay. My final thought. I saw Avatar: The Way of Water day before yesterday. I went to the Air and Space Museum out in Chantilly to go watch it on the 84-foot IMAX. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous movie. Gorgeous flick. Jimmy Cameron, you know what you're doing as far as spectacle. I will say, though, the storyline is fucking stupid as shit. Just like Avatar 1. And I don't know if I ever told you that when Avatar 1 was coming out, for years before the movie release, anyone that came around me would then be subjected to me talking to them for at least 5 minutes about the making of this upcoming movie, Avatar. You didn't have to ask. You could tell me what the weather was. Yeah. But did you hear about what James Cameron's doing with all these cameras and he's making this movie? And when the movie came out, I don't know what happened, what was happening in my life. I never went and saw it in the theater. So I hyped this movie out. I partially give myself a certain percentage of the box office should come to me because of how much I talked this movie up before it came out, for years before it came out. And I never went and saw it. So what I did was, me and my ex-wife, we had a 3D television. We were one of the idiots that had one. And I watched it at home. Well, look, the technology is pretty good, but it was expensive as shit. And it went away real quick.
I haven't seen the 3D.
Yes, I bought it. We had a 3D television.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Why is it bad?
How much you spend on that?
Don't worry, I had a lot of money back then. So and I watched it. I remember thinking, "Oh wow, this was cool to look at," but it's Fern Gully, Return of Pocahontas, and then this movie. I understand a lot of the motivations. I don't understand a lot of shit. I got a lot of questions. I understand why, but James Cameron just needs to make a fictional documentary about this Pandora place and leave the storytelling shit alone. Although I will admit the last hour is pretty action-packed, but it's 3 hours. It's 3+ hours long, man. It is a fucking trek through that goddamn movie.
And that's exactly why I have not seen any of them.
I get it. I mean, no, I don't get it. You like dumb shit. All right, guys. This has been episode 142 of All Sorts of Sports. Yeah, I'm done. You done?
Salt Bay is getting banned from everywhere in sports, and it's hilarious to me.
FIFA's stupid. The World Cup's dumb, and Messi hates his grandmother. Bye!
The World Cup is not done. The World Cup